The Chinese army was on a roll, and post after post after post of the Indian army was falling. Our soldiers attained Veer Gati, they did not surrender. They died where they fought. And what happened was, Gaurav Arya, you've heard of these places now because the army is there now, and these come very frequently. It is the same area, East Ladakh, Gaurav Arya, and so many other posts. And this Chinese war machine rolled on and on and on and on, till they reached a small hillside. That hillside was occupied by 122 men. Those 122 men, tired, hungry, not well equipped. The Chinese had automatic weapons. These guys had bolt action rifles. And early morning, 3 o'clock, the Chinese started advancing towards this Indian army post. They started advancing towards this Indian army post, and slowly, in the cover of darkness, they started moving forward. Before that, the brigade headquarters had asked the company commander, through the commanding officer, to withdraw. Brigade headquarters ने बोला, आप लोग पीछे आ जाओ. There is no victory here. Move back. Occupy another position. Maybe you can fight better. The company commander refused to withdraw. Then he addressed all his men, and he said that this is what brigade headquarters has said, and what do you feel about it? Because I'm staying here. If you want to withdraw, you withdraw. And to a man, 121, he was the 122nd, the company commander. To a man, everybody said, we are going to stay here. And this company commander tried to explain to them that there is no victory here. There is absolutely no victory here. Tonight we are going to die. This is an invitation to death. This is not an invitation to victory. And one Jawan came forward and said, I do not know what brigade headquarters has said or what the higher headquarters has said. I am not aware of that. He said, but I know that my father fought in the Second World War. I belong to a family of soldiers. If I go home after withdrawing from my post, my son will not come running to hug me. My wife will turn her face away. I will be humiliated in my village. Honor dictates that my dead body go to the village, not me. They decided to fight, and 122 brave men of Charlie Company 13 Kumau went to war against 3,000 Chinese soldiers. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to tell you is the story of the Battle of Zanga. 16,000 feet above sea level, temperature minus 25 degrees. Half of the company suffering from frostbite. Cold. They do not have, imagine they do not have any specialized winter equipment. And they are there, waiting. 3:30, the OP, the person at the post, he tells the company commander, sir, the Chinese are advancing. The company commander goes and he tells everybody, quiet, no firing. You can't see them while firing. After some time he comes and says, sir, they are 500 yards away, approximately. And the company commander says, no firing. And then he says, sir, 300 yards, no firing. 200 yards, no firing. 100 yards, no firing. 50 yards, hold your fire. And then at 30 yards, the young company commander said, fire. Charlie Company 13 Kumau opened up with everything that they had. The entire gully coming up to the position was filled with Chinese dead bodies. The Chinese ran away, after some time they came back. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. It was in the 7th wave that approximately only 25 soldiers were left. The Chinese just came in waves, they just kept on coming. And these guys just kept on fighting, just kept on fighting. They did not stop. And there was a time when they ran out of ammunition. So they did what any other infantry soldier would do. They put bayonets on their rifles, they got out of their trenches, and they attacked the Chinese soldiers. But the Chinese soldiers were wearing very thick parka coats, very thick parka coats. Our bayonets could not penetrate the coats, our bayonets broke. So what did these guys do? They used their rifles as clubs, and then they fought the Chinese. Their rifles broke. What did they do? They picked up rocks, and they fought with rocks against the Chinese, and then they were out of rocks. Can you imagine? Can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen? 1962. The world was pretty modern at that time. In 1962, you have 2 armies facing off against each other. One army with automatic weapons, and the other one barehanded. I have a friend in Mumbai who writes lyrics for films. His name is Manoj Muntashif. And Manoj Bhai wrote a poem which I will, and this poem always reminds me of Rizanga. जूते फटे पहनकर आकाश पर चढ़े थे, जूते फटे पहनकर आकाश पर चढ़े थे, सपने हमारे हरदम औकात से बड़े थे। सर काटने से पहले दुश्मन ने सर झुकाया, सर काटने से पहले दुश्मन ने सर झुकाया, देखा उसने जब हम निहत्ते मैदान में लड़े थे। And ladies and gentlemen, this is the soul and the spirit of Rizanga, where unarmed men fought against automatic weapons. You will not find this in the annals of modern warfare.